Good evening. I will call to order the regular meeting of City Council on September 30th, 2025. And if you could please stand and join Mr. Bob Cox in a prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Buhey, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Tankersley?
Here.
Mrs. Sharpshire? Here. Mr. Cook is running late. Mr. Levitt?
Here.
Mr. Cox?
Here.
Mrs. Knight? Here. Mr. Schmidt?
Here.
And Ed Cunningham is absent with notice.
Thank you. Are there any corrections or additions to the minutes of our last meeting? Seeing none, the minutes will stand approved as written and distributed. Reports and communications, Mayor Hardman.
Thank you, sir. I was just looking up something real quick. Just a reminder, tomorrow night is our Gower Park Concept Open House at 5:30 down at the Community Center. So from 5:30 to 7, so we invite the public to come see some of the great plans we have for Gower Park and our Upper Grove area. Some really exciting things happening throughout in the coming years. So we want to get the public input on those plans, and hopefully some of you will be able to make it. I will not be there. Some of you may know that we're dealing with an issue with our oldest son, Matthew. So keep us in your prayers as he has a surgery tomorrow. So up at Ohio State. So I'll be in Columbus, but I look forward to hearing the comments about that plan and what's going on from that front, and as we move forward with those endeavors as part of our 5-year capital plan that we have out there. So that's all I have by way of report this evening.
Thank you. Safety Service Director, Mr. Lucas.
Thank you. Just one thing before legislation. Thursday, October 9th, 6 o'clock in this room is the Citizen Police Academy graduation. I believe everybody got that email. I'm not sure. So if you didn't, 6 o'clock if anybody's interested in attending that. There's 3 or 4 people from Tennyson where I live who have gone through that this year, and I've heard nothing but positives again. So kudos to the police department for putting that on, and October 9th at 6 o'clock. Then just legislation, there's 4 items up for a vote this evening. The first one is financial in nature, so Scott's here to talk about that.
Good evening. I have a resolution and an ordinance on the agenda. So first of all, the resolution is the amounts, accepting amounts and rates. And so again, every year since 1984, this has the tax rates at 0 mils. And the ordinance, ordinance 43, is an appropriation ordinance with various funds. A couple of those are cleanups, returning some grant funds, ARPA wellness funds to Ohio EMA. There's a little bit of remainder left over in that grant, so returning about $2,500 there. A little bit of cleanup on the anchor properties TIFs, ones that increase, ones that decrease, to match the actual taxes that came in on those TIFs. And then the big piece is returning in advance from the 402 fund for the 402 path, the 42 path. The SORTA grant has come in, and so there's those funds to be returned to the general fund that were loaned back in 2023. So, any questions on those items? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Similar in nature, Steve Bosam's here to talk about an ordinance and a resolution. First one's pretty standard. It's just our high grass and weeds assessments. There's typically no questions about that, but if there is.
Yeah, ordinance 45, like Jim said, is about are authorizing me to submit for assessment for the costs for mowing that Public Works did for properties that had weeds and tall grass. It's a fairly standard ordinance, but I wish the name could be just a little bit longer on it. Any questions on that? Resolution 11 is authorizing the city to go after an OPWC grant. We are proposing to request grant funding for repaving Kemper Road from Reading east to the city limits. It's a similar grant to what we applied for in SORTA. In that pool of money, there were other projects that scored higher than us, so we did not receive funding. We're going to try with OPWC and tweaking our grant funds, should you allow us to do so. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's it this evening.
All right, thank you. My report, again, I'll just reiterate what Mayor Hardman said about the Gower Park Open House. Very important to get public input on that process. I will be in attendance, so Mayor, I'll report back to you for that. And then also to remind everybody that tomorrow at the same time, unfortunately, is the Princeton Homecoming Parade. That'll be on Sharon and Chester Road. It starts at 6:30. So if you are a Vikings fan or just like parades, that's your place to be. And that's the end of my report. Clerk of Council, Ms. Buhite.
Thanks, but no report.
Thank you. Auditor Cunningham is not here. Treasurer, Mr. Irie.
Yes, good evening. The treasurer's report through the 31st of August is on file with the clerk of council. The August report reflects data from 2/3 of the way through this year's budget. The year-to-date income tax receipts are down 0.41%. However, the receipts from the August 25 are actually up 11.63% compared to August 24. The year-to-date motel tax receipts are down 7.2%. Through August, the city has collected 83.3% of its budgeted general funds. It's also collected 79.4% of its budgeted fire funds and 72% of its budgeted convention center funds. 76.1% of its budgeted income tax revenue has been collected, while the collected revenue for the motel tax is at 63.2% of the budgeted amount. If you have any questions, let me know.
Thank you. Law Director, Mr. Lippert.
Thank you. The only thing to report, I think this was sent out to council, but we had a successful result in our appeal regarding Class Entertainment doing business as Code 51. So that had a lengthy history as far as the first step, which was completed by my predecessor, Mr. Pietmeyer, when he had a victory in the Division of Liquor Control proceedings. They appealed to the Liquor Control Commission. They won at that level. Council authorized an appeal to the Common Pleas Court in Franklin County, Columbus, Ohio. We won at that level, and then we won at the Court of Appeals level. So that's not necessarily the end of these proceedings, where there is a 45-day window within which the losing party has an opportunity to appeal to the Supreme Court of Ohio, and that would be a discretionary appeal, which means that the Supreme Court of Ohio does not have to take the appeal, but they can be convinced to take the appeal. And they have 45 days to start that process, so that ends on October 27th. That date is marked on my calendar. If you want to mark it on yours as well, feel free. I'm happy to take questions on that or anything else. Thank you.
Thank you. Economic Development Director, Mr. McCandless.
Well, good evening, Mayor, members of council. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. I've got numerous time restraints put on me, so I'll try to keep it to the shortest one. So similar to last year, just kind of going year to year, September 1st of 24 to September 1st of 25. Just wanted to touch on a couple categories: business capital investments, withholding taxes collected, notable new businesses, the business assistance programs that you as a council have enabled us to use to try to attract and retain businesses, and then a quick overview of what's back and what is new. So taking a look at the capital investments, Sean Pan's Hotel over on Dowland Drive came in number one. It was over a $16 million project. Princeton City Schools follows at number two, followed by UPS, Cincinnati Children's Hospital Medical Center, and on and on. If you have any questions regarding any of those, feel free to let me know. Withholding taxes remitted, again, this is going back looking at 23 to 24, 24 to 25, September to September, looking at a year-over-year increase of a little over $1 million. Thank you to Susan Ernst in our tax department for compiling this data. Taking a look at withholding taxes remitted as well as income. You see we go from 1.6 billion to 1.7, landing in 2024 to 2025 around 1.8. So continuing to see a steady increase year over year. Notable new businesses. As many of you know, Council was very supportive in helping to facilitate Miss Jade's Soul Food Restaurant getting up and running. She was at a business meeting that we had this morning, the Small Business Alliance. Business seems to be going really well. She's very grateful to the community and for your support. Vandalia Rental, they have their new central headquarters, so to speak, up on Halk Road. That was new construction. A&S Party Rental, they're a longtime Warren County staple, opened a Sharonville business here, as did Set the Stage, Secure Evolving Sushi, and Applied Behavioral Services over on Park 42. So those are just a handful. We can certainly go into a more comprehensive list if you so desire. Notable business announcements. I think this is something we can all get excited about. This year alone, in just 2025, we've had over 1,000 job commitments within the city of Sharonville. Just for a matter of perspective, that's 1/14 of our population. Standard Arrow was one of the first out of the gate, announcing a 110,000 square foot expansion over off of Mosteller, with an employee commitment range of between 300 and up to 425 employees over the next 5 years, executing a 10-year lease. As many of you know, Rita's Italian Ice coming soon. Construction and build out takes time. We think it'll be a lovely complement to our Depot Square, where folks can enjoy a new to the area unique chain restaurant. Going back in time a little bit, in late 24, El Rancho Grande opened their new 2-story restaurant. We're very excited to see that happen with their original restaurant being from Sharonville, for those who weren't aware. And then pivoting back to the Loop, Angelo's recently rebranded as Village Pizza with a new menu. Floco Process was a startup business up on Kemper Road. They have since came to put together numerous contracts with Procter & Gamble, including the U.S. government. They acquired a German company, 50% of it, Comprex North America, and recently expanded into an even larger suite on Kemper Road, and they just continue to grow and grow. Can't share the name yet, but we have a new professional services firm in town. It'll be 29 new professional service jobs just off the Loop. And then the biggest announcement to date was one that was celebrated across the state of Ohio, from Northeast Ohio to here, and that was Great Day Improvements, probably better known as Champion Windows, here in town. The jobs announcement in total by the governor was nearly 1,000, and Sharonville was lucky to, and for good reason, to get the 583 manufacturing jobs that the company committed, seeking to make Ohio their long-term home. Mark your calendars if you happen to miss the email. Children's Applied Gene and Cell Therapy Center will be having their grand opening on November 17th. That'll be adding roughly another 100 jobs to our community right off of Canal. More details to follow. Business assistance programs. So, as many of you know, Council authorized the Job Creation Incentive Grant. This is used as both a retention and expansion tool. I just outlined some of the commitments and the agreements that we've extended between Loft this year. As I mentioned, the downtown project, Standard Arrow, and people working cooperatively. Once they are fully moved in, they hope by the year 2030 to have up to 185 full-time employees. So a great new addition on Kemper Road. We do have 4 CRAs in the city of Sharonville. If the project passes muster, We will offer up a tax abatement. We did so for Live Smart Studios by Hilton, an $18.5 million project. Balin Development, formerly Ray Hamilton Company. Vandalia Rental, the new construction on Halk Road, as well as, for the first time in a while, a multifamily project by Fred Cantor and Brookwood Properties at the Enclave. For those of you out there who may not be aware, Council every year appropriates funds to basically help and support businesses that choose to invest in themselves. Up on the screen, you'll just see a handful that we picked out: New Tech Polymers, Spar Oregon, Vivid Wraps, Root Beer Stand, Miss Jade's Soul Food, Already Cafe, on and on, who are making significant commitments with the idea that a rising tide lifts all boats. The city continues to offer that reimbursable grant program that we score fairly across the board. Paid out to date nearly $50,000. We do have an expanded program, courtesy of the support of Hamilton County. You'll see some projects up there that were associated with Miss Jade's. That was over a $70,000 investment. Rita's Italian Ice was around $400,000. Moonflower Coffee Collective, $15,000. Book West Depot, $7,000, and Project CPA, a little over $1.35 million. So what's back? Many of you were there. Hope all can make it next year. Our business appreciation breakfast. Jim Doubt and his team did an incredible job over at the convention center, and we thank you for supporting that every year from a budgetary standpoint. It was a great networking event for our community. What's new? We were featured in Business View magazine in December of 2024. They took interest to medium-sized communities of our demographic that had a booming industrial base, and so that is available should you wish to receive a copy. One of the conditions, originally when I was given the opportunity to join the city of Sharonville, was to get my OEDA Certified Economic Development credential. That is not something I pay out of pocket. That is something that council has supported. I'm just proud to say that earlier this year I took the last course that was the prerequisite 5 to obtain my credential, which I plan to the next available opportunity in 2027. So just want to thank you again for your ongoings. And I know I used this picture last year, but it's one of my favorites. I just added some additional thank yous at the bottom, but really is a team effort. I know everyone's been inundated, Lisa and Kathy and Finance and PD and Fire, Public Works, but we all rally together and try to make things work. So thank you to council and to all the departments for your support, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Another great report, another great year. So I'll always tell you I appreciate the work that you do. It's not an easy 9-to-5 job, 8-to-5 job. You work all the time. I see you on the weekends. So your business retention skills and your ability to bring in new businesses is greatly appreciated as always. So thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
All right, 2.5 minutes.
Close, close. All right, this time, are there any residents desiring to be heard before council this evening? Yes, ma'am. Come up, state your name and address for the record. And I'll remind you that as per section 121.17 of the Sharonville Codified Ordinances, you have up to 5 minutes to speak this evening.
Got my timer going here. So
All
if
right.
you hear a typewriter, that's because I'm getting updates from the water polo. So let me hit that clicker here. All right, Charlotte Nicole Von Stein, 10650 Robindale Drive, Sharonville 45241. Since I last saw you, reminder, I'm a resident and a small business owner here. I'm sorry that I missed you all at the last meeting. I flew over here as fast as I could, and you were done. I'm sure you were so sad to miss me, but I just wanted to say, first of all, to David, it's nice to see, David, that you saw my proposal, my video proposal, and as a resident, I appreciate what you've done down on the loop, the adding of the stage and things like that for events. That is very well brought out, and I appreciate that, so thank you. I appreciate the events that you're bringing on down there, so thank you. I do want to just quickly touch base on a few things because I, as a resident, as most, I get the Sharonville Bible, and I don't know that all of you have seen or heard what I wrote, but I did make some waves, as I so wonderfully do, I guess. Not to be mean, we all need to step up. So, Mr. Mayor, I address this to you. I'm sure that you saw it, sir. I think that you did. It was lovely what you said in the Sharonville Bible, but it's not all of it true. And those are the things that I have frustration with. You stating in there that in the incoming weeks, oh God, please work for me, phone. Anyways, quickly so I don't run out of time, stating that the progress that's going on down and the loop is basically due to the rundown look of buildings and the rundown of property on these businesses, which is not true for not a good portion of the ones that were running businesses. Now, the ones that are vacant lots, I do agree with 100%, but the other ones were not run down. And I do go into this. Quick, I'm sorry, I'm trying to use technology. Okay, so let me just read it real quick, and then I'm going to read a few of the residents who stated a few things here. You purchased the building that my studio was in, knowing well that my studio was there, as well as 3 to 4 other businesses. The neighboring buildings has the UAW and the BMV, but because they're federal and local, they have not been pushed out after your purchase. No notice was given to me about your purchasing of our building. As for the other unutilized and undermaintained, the only ones that you purchased, known to residents were the flower shop, the beauty salon, and Cliffs. That's what most residents see because they don't get into the paperwork and looking into the history of it. Does that make sense? Most people, they drive by and they see what's going on, unless it's in the Bible, the Sharonville Bible. Prospective businesses have been put in proposals, and that I learned last time I was here was a soft date, which was very frustrating to hear. Unfortunately, you let these business and interests like myself be dragged along, and that's frustrating. But I've moved on from that. Okay, so I'm not going to continue to dissolve into that or get into that. But it's frustrating to see the millions of dollars that has been purchased, and that this city has contacted these locations to purchase. There are at least 4 of them that were purchased for $1,600,000. There were several that were purchased for $520-something thousand. I think there is one in the $400,000 range, and at least 2, if not 3, in the $600,000 range. That's a lot of money. And you haven't even begun to tear these buildings down or repurpose them or whatever you're doing. So as a resident, that's very frustrating to me. As a small business owner, that's very frustrating to me because I don't have that in my pocket. Neither does anyone on this board or council who is a small business owner have that kind of money in their pocket. You have the well-being of a huge crew to do all this work for you, whereas we have to do it all by ourselves. So to get pushed out of a building is very frustrating when you're doing everything that you can without anyone contacting you and letting you know that there's no way that you're going to stay. So once again, oh, dang, 5 minutes is fast. But just wanted to quickly say, read the websites that are put out there on the Facebook page. There are people who are responding. They have ideas. Listen to your people. They are trying to help. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, and thank you for respecting the 5 minutes. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Sorry.
Nope, you're good. Any other residents at this time? All right, seeing none. Council committees, community development, Mr. Tankersley.
No report.
All right, thank you. Budget and finance and project oversight, Mr. Cook.
Thank you. No report this evening, but please plan on having a meeting. I'll get with the committee before one of the council meetings in October, and I'll work that with the administration. Thank you.
Thank you. Community Services, Mr. Lovett.
Good evening. Our next meeting is tomorrow at 4 p.m. We are actually meeting at the Recreation Center. Just want to remind everybody, because after that at 5:30, we are having the Gower Park concept presentation. So just so everybody's welcome, everybody's aware. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Honored citizens, Ms. Knight.
Good evening. Tonight, I'm honoring one of our firefighters, our EMS coordinator, Wendy Waters. She's been selected out of a number of nurses in Ohio to make up the medical team, which is a nurse, which is her, a physician assistant, and a doctor to care for the Ohio Special Olympics athletes, 66 of them, and then on June 19th next year. And they will fly out with the team to Minnesota for the games. So she did not put in for that, but they really very honored, so I'm glad.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Law and Public Safety, Mr. Schmidt.
Two things. I talked with Sue before this. I just got the Roger Bacon alumni newsletter. Mr. Piedmeyer was given the Esther Loeb Award for 2025. The Esther Loeb Award for the alumni was for him who has put forefront of his life throughout his consistent service to others. He talked about his Sharonville Council, Army service, department with the prosecutor's office. And there's an interesting picture of Mark when he graduated from high school. You can recognize him. So just to pass that on, that it was another honor for him who has just been honored as our citizen also. So, then with regard to law and public safety, our next committee meeting will be on the 7th, 5 p.m. administrative conference room. Thank you.
Thank you. Our rules, suspension, and motions for the first and only reading for immediate effectivity of ordinances 2025-43 and 2025-45E and resolutions 2025-R-10-E and 2025-R-11-E. So is there a motion for rule suspension for those ordinances and resolutions as read? Mr. Tankersley, thank you for the first. Mr. Cook, thank you for the second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. Motion is passed. Thank you. There's no unfinished business, so we'll move to new business. Ms. Buhite.
First and only reading of ordinance 2025-43, amending 2025 appropriations for various funds and authorizing various return of advances of funds.
Is there a motion for ordinance 2025-43? Mr. Cox, thank you for the first. Ms. Knight, thank you for the second. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Tankersley?
Yes.
Mrs. Sharpshare?
Yes.
Mr. Cook?
Yes.
Mr. Lovett?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Mrs. Knight?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Ordinance 2025-43 has been approved. First reading of ordinance 2025-44, adopting a cybersecurity program for the city of Sharonville.
Thank you. Is there a motion for ordinance 20?
I think it's just a first reading.
No one? Oh, yep. Thank you for keeping me honest.
You're welcome. The next one is a first and only reading, emergency ordinance 2025-45E, authorizing the safety service director to notify the county auditor of a special assessment on certain properties in the city of Sharonville to reimburse the city for costs of removal of weeds in accordance with Ohio Revised Code, Section 731.54, and Sharonville Codified Ordinances, Section 521.05, notice to cut weeds, construct, repair, or clean sidewalks, abate nuisances, and Section 521.13, which is weed removal for calendar year 2025, and declaring an emergency.
All right. Is there a motion for ordinance 2025-45-E? Mr. Cook, thank you for the first. Mr. Lovett, thank you for the second. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Tankersley?
Yes.
Mrs. Sharpshare?
Yes.
Mr. Cook?
Yes.
Mr. Lovett?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Mrs. Knight?
Yes.
And Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Emergency ordinance 2025-45E has been approved. First and only reading of resolution 2025 2025 R10E, resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Is there a motion for Resolution 2025-R-10-E? Ms. Sharpshare, thank you for the first. Mr. Tankersley, thank you for the second. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Tankersley?
Yes.
Mrs. Sharpshare?
Yes.
Mr. Cook?
Yes.
Mr. Lovett?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Mrs. Knight?
Yes.
And Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Resolution 2025 R10E has been approved. First and only reading of Emergency Resolution 2025 R11E, resolution to appoint a Chief Executive Officer, a Chief Financial Officer, and Project Manager to submit a State Capital Improvement Program application to the State District Public Works Integrating Committee and authorizing the execution of an agreement with the Ohio Public Works Commission for Kemper Road improvements and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Is there a motion for Resolution 2025-R-11-E? Mr. Levitt, thank you for the first. Mr. Cox, thank you for the second. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Tankersley?
Yes.
Mrs. Sharpshare?
Yes.
Mr. Cook?
Yes.
Mr. Lovett?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Mrs. Knight?
Yes.
And Mr. Schmidt.
Yes.
Resolution 2025 R11E has been approved.
Thank you. At this time, are there any residents desiring to be heard before council this evening? All right. Seeing none. At this time, are there any other matters to be heard before council this evening? Ms. Sharpshare.
I just have a PSA to let everyone know the last day to register to vote or to update your name or address for the November 4th election is October 6th. And then early voting, in-person early voting begins the 7th. So go register to vote.
Thank you. Any other matters? Ms. Knight?
Yes, I'm just at our senior citizen meeting on Monday, October 4th, I think it is. Mr. Bosom is going to come and answer questions. This past meeting, they were fired up with stuff going on in Sharonville. They were firing questions at Paul and I that we really didn't have any answers to. So Steve's agreed to come and answer their questions. Thank you. And anybody that wants to come, it's 10 o'clock at the rec center.
Thank you. Mayor?
Thank you. One thing I think I'd be remiss if I didn't point out, so Resolution 2025, Resolution 2025 R10E, everybody. In a world where we're talking all about property taxes and keeping property taxes low, just want to point out, as you all know because you just voted on it, but the public can know as well, this continues to say the city of Sharonville does not impose any property taxes to the city of Sharonville. We continue to zero mills. So something that we should certainly be proud of, and especially in light of what we are able to do for our residents at our city with that understanding. It'd be nice if everybody was able to do that. With that said, Nikki, I just want to, unfortunately you were not here last council meeting. I shared quite a bit during my report at the last council meeting, expounding upon my comments in the hometown guide. I would encourage you to look that council meeting up. But one of the big things that I mentioned, and I'll mention again, is there's this great comprehensive plan that we created in 2020. It is online. It is available to read and review. A great deal of public input, not just from council, but outside of council, went into creating that, giving the public an idea of what we're looking to do. Part of that was land banking. Part of that was redevelopment of our loop. So a lot of those strategies are outlined there to give an idea of what's guiding both our administration and council's decisions and what we're doing on the loop in order to proceed. I would just say, so there's not bad information out there when it comes to this Sharonville Square property that we purchased. When we purchased it, the owner of that property did not renew your specific lease. So there was not a lease that we had with you when that was purchased. There were leases that were in existence for other entities like the UAW and the BMV, and both of those leases will be done as of the end of this year as well. So those are all part of the negotiations, but those were leases that were in existence that existed when we purchased the property. So obviously, that was a decision that the owner of the building made in order to try to sell a property that he'd been trying to sell for a long time. And it was an opportunity that we saw to continue our comprehensive plan as far as direction that we needed to go. So looking forward to it. I think it's still exciting. I think we've got some great goals happening. And as I said in the hometown guide, people can expect to see some buildings coming down in the very near future because we have control of quite a bit of property in the loop to further our stated goals as a city and what we'd like to see happen there. So again, I don't need to reiterate what I said last meeting. So I would encourage anybody who wants to hear that, go back and listen to our meeting. It's online. You can get a link at our website, and the comprehensive plan is also available at sharonville.org. So, thank you.
Any other matters? All right, seeing none, do I have a motion for adjournment? Mr. Tankersley, thank you for the first. Ms. Sharp, Sheriff, thank you for the second. Or is there any discussion? All right, seeing none, all those in favor, yes?
Yes.
Those opposed, no. Thank you, we are adjourned.